Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today is the start of Happy Haileyween, my October readathon. I am so excited to be filming these vlogs for you guys. I'm going to be vlogging the entire week of Happy Haileyween. I have a massive TBR of about 10 books that I'm going to try to mood read between and hopefully fulfill all the prompts. This is a very loose, very casual readathon, so I'm not really worried about getting to all the prompts, but of course I would like to, so I think I'm just gonna jump in, make some breakfast, and it feels so good. It's so cool outside. I think I'm gonna sit on my balcony and start my first book. First book of the readathon. I'm starting with Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin, and this is going to fulfill the queer rep prompt. This is a horror apocalyptic sci-fi-y vibes, kind of like adventurous horror book featuring trans women, which we love to see. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic world where like all cis men went feral, like absolutely insane because of like their testosterone, like something went wrong. So of course, like trans women that are on estrogen treatments are fine, and now they're like being targeted in this world. I don't know. I'm very interested to see how it's gonna be. It's been recommended and like highly praised by Own Voices reviews, so I'm excited to get into it and have a nice little relaxing morning. And then we have sprints later on today. Hello vlog, we have started up sprints, and it has been so long since I've done sprints on like all of YouTube, like open and available to thousands and thousands of people rather than just my little Patreon community, and it is crazy. It's a little overwhelming, but on sprints I got to about the 25% mark of Manhunt. I'm at part 2, and the best way I can describe this book right now is that it's reading like the Hunger Games. Like that is the thing that stands out right now. That is the way that it reads, like pacing wise, atmosphere wise. Like it's kind of like, you know, you have to hide from the people in this post-apocalyptic world. We're following 2 trans women that are just like vigilantes. They're out here like badasses trying to like survive, and I guess that's the thing that I'm like kind of struggling with at this point, is it all feels really one note because there's not like a driving force of the story. It just kind of feels like we're following them around, but I want to know like what is the goal here? Like is their goal just to survive and we're just seeing them do that, or is there something bigger that's going on? And they also picked up this other guy for their little troop to move with, and it's a trans man, so that's why he has survived the like plague that got all the cis men. And there's like a little romance budding between one of the girls and this guy that they picked up along the way. It's intense. The commentary is commentarying. I'm getting that. And the characters are really interesting. They're really funny. Like it's like darkly funny, especially in moments of like heavy commentary. I feel like there's a dark humor to it that I'm really liking. I guess the only thing that I'm struggling with right now is fully getting into it because of the pacing. It just feels like one note, and I need that like driving force to come in. Hopefully getting into part 2, we're done with like all the intro and we can start to feel that driving force of the novel. Also, I still am struggling with like how the world came to be this way. I would like more background on that. So kind of feeling lukewarm about it. Overall, I'm enjoying my reading experience. I just have lots and lots and lots of questions. So at the 25% mark, that's how things are going. I'm going to continue to sprint and let you guys know when I'm at the halfway point. Y'all, if there's one thing I'm gonna do, it's chat the house down. I haven't read anything of part 2 of Manhunt, and it's getting into the evening now. We're done with our first round of sprints because I've just been chatting with the girls. Like, we got into mental health talks, people were asking for specific book recommendations on sprints. It was a lot of fun chatting, but yeah, haven't gotten too terribly far into Manhunt, but that's okay. We have more sprints tonight. For the moment though, I do have to go work. I just have a few sessions tonight, so I'm gonna go walk around the park, do some walk and talk therapy with my clients, and I will be back to do more sprints for Happy Haileyween. Hello vloggity vlog. Oh my god, wait, why am I so dark? Hello vloggy, I am back from work. Little walking sessions at the park, and as you just saw in the B-roll, I made a fabulous dinner. It was literally so good, and I'm about to hop back on sprints and get into Manhunt. We are actually going to be reading during this reading vlog. Breaking news, it's happening. All right, so to no one's surprise, late night sprints have been derailed. This is what always fucking happens on my sprints. I'll let you know what's going on. It's almost fucking midnight, and I got to about the halfway point in Manhunt. I'm actually liking it a lot more. Once we really got into the meat of part 2, I don't know, like something awakened in me and I felt super connected to the characters. I'm liking the backstory. We have a few other perspectives thrown in now. It got really, really interesting and I'm loving the commentary. I can see why this has really glowing own voices reviews just from like my work with trans folks in my practice. This really resonates, especially like the dark comedy of it all and the way that like they're dealing with, just like the turf people in this world. It's really actually vile, and our two main characters are just like coping with it with like this dark humor, but then there's like parts where it gets really, really real, so I'm like laughing my ass off, and then 2 paragraphs later I literally feel like I want to cry. Yeah, something about part 2 is really hitting. And sorry, I just lost my train of thought, but I've been hitting my pen. Now we're gonna read smut because it's that time of the night. So someone in my sprints recommended Scream for Us by Molly Doyle, and we're all gonna buddy read it live on sprints. It is a little smutty novella about a girl who stumbles into a Halloween party and is captivated by 3 masked men. Now, if anyone else is on masked men TikTok, let me know. Me, currently, half my FYP is masked men TikTok, the other half is men whimpering. I wish I could explain it, but I can't. As I just said in the sprints, I oscillate between 2 extremes. Like, that is me at all times. My mood, one of 2 extremes. I'm a double Gemini, it just checks out. My sexuality, one of 2 extremes. In the same vein, I either fear men and would wish they would all perish in a manhunt style, or I need 3 of them in masks on my body. So, you know, we're not going to debate the healthiness of that mindset, but we are going to read smut and indulge it, and it fulfills a prompt for like taking place on Halloween night. So period, we're gonna put manhunt on pause and we're all going to read masked man smut. Y'all, I cannot make this shit up. Look at the fucking time. I can't make this shit up. How is it 4:30 in the fucking morning? Scream for us. 4 stars. She did what she needed to do. She was kind of cringe. Some of the quotes were kind of iconic, but at the end of the day, she did what she needed to do. And if you're a ghost face girl, you gotta read it. Okay, you gotta read it. It was kind of weird. It was kind of crazy. It was kind of everything. So, hey, you know what? We might have checked off a prompt. We did. Halloween night. We've done it. So there's that. I literally have just stayed up till 4:30 in the morning gabbing with the girls. And that's the first day of Haileyween for you. There we go. Good morning, vlog. It's the next day. I honestly don't know how I'm up. I slept so long and I'm so tired. I cannot believe we stayed up that late on sprints, but no regrets. It was so much fun and I love catching up with like my booktube girlies. So it was awesome, and now we're hopping right back onto sprints. So I'm gonna dive into manhunt again. I also have to do some editing of this vlog and today's recommendation video so I can get that up at least at like some kind of decent hour. I also need coffee in a bad way. So that is the plan. Hello vlog. It is actually much later. It is 9 o'clock. I haven't talked to you all day because after sprints, which sprints were so fun, I literally made a little girl lunch and we were gabbing and I was also productive and I read and oh my god, it was just so good. It was such a good little mid-afternoon sprint to jumpstart my productivity for the day. Then right after that, I went to work and I had just beautiful sessions. My clients were slaying the boots. Like, I can't take any of the credit. They really slayed their self-discovery today. And then after that, I got home at like 7-ish a couple hours ago, and I've just been working on wedding planning. Boom, boom, boom. I knocked out so many of the wedding tasks that I needed to do, so that was awesome. Unfortunately, because I've been so productive, I don't have a reading update for you. But because it's been such a productive day, even though we had such a late start, I was so tired when I woke up this morning and I woke up so late. Despite that, I'm gonna finally get some time to read today. I'm literally gonna make the biggest salad, eat it up, finish my book, and I will let you know what I'm thinking of manhunt. Right now, I'm at the like 70-ish% mark and I'm still feeling the same exact way about it as the last time I updated you. I'm enjoying it. There's really nothing much else to note other than I like it. I definitely feel more connected to the characters than the beginning. And I'm just kind of like interested to see what happens. I'm enjoying following them. I'm not needing as much plot as I found myself needing towards the beginning because I've built those relationships. So we will see how it ends off. vlog. It is just a little bit later and I am finished with Manhunt, and I have to say the last quarter of the book was weird. It took like a turn that I wasn't expecting. I don't know, this book just kind of felt like a roller coaster. Like the first quarter, I was kind of struggling to get into it because I didn't feel the connections to the characters. I didn't feel like I had enough adequate information. Then the middle half, like the middle 50% was really great. I felt like I was getting to know the characters. It wasn't info dumpy, but I understood what was happening. And the like commentary and meaning really hit. And then the last 25% was kind of similar to the first one, but slightly different. Like we went back to like all plot, no character development. Like character development just like stopped moving. And the plot was super chaotic. I was barely hanging on to what was happening because it's basically like war scenes. Like if you don't like war, which I don't particularly love reading about war times, it's hard to keep your attention for the last 25% of this book. That being said, I still love the commentary, the representation, and what the book had to say. I just wish that those character relationships that I did end up developing got treated with a little bit more care. I felt a little bit abandoned by the end. And let me just kind of like show you an example. I wonder if I could find an example. This is how chaotic this part of the book is. Every time that there's like a break with that little like woman symbol, that's a new perspective. So just in one page, like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perspectives. There were too many characters. It was too chaotic. That jumping around like that without even having a name at the top of it, it was so hard to figure out whose perspective I was actually reading from. It would take me a couple paragraphs to be like, oh, this is who I'm following. Yeah, let me think back on to where I last saw them, how I last felt about them. And by the time I had finally figured it out, we were on to a new perspective. So that was really frustrating. And I feel like the middle of the book didn't do that. Like there was a nice evening out in the middle of the book that I wish was carried through the beginning and the end. Really strong middle, really weak beginning and end, weird pacing throughout, chaos, a little bit of disorganization, but also really, really beautiful commentary, really, really beautiful representation. If you're looking to read something with trans and non-binary representation that is a little bit out there, weird horror vibes. If you like LGBTQIA horror, you're going to like this book because I still got enjoyment out of it. But it was just weird. Like there were just things about it that I feel like it could have gone through a couple more rounds of edits. So that being said, I'm gonna land on a 3-star. It was slightly better than average based on the meaning that I got from it. I just wish it had gone through a couple more edits. Do y'all remember, like, this is vintage booktube. Do y'all remember the reread it, rewrite it, or burn it tag? This is the perfect book for the rewrite it. I wish that someone, not me, I don't think I could do it, but I wish that someone would go through and like alter the pacing and the character development just a little bit, and then I feel like I would really, really love this book. That's where I'm landed on Manhunt, and now I have completed 2 prompts for my readathon in the first 2 days. So I am feeling very accomplished about that, and I'm gonna go ahead and end off this first Haileyween vlog here. We will pick up tomorrow with another vlog. I will see you then. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and participating in Haileyween if you are. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe for more daily videos and daily sprints all through the week of Haileyween. And don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!